Hey y'all, and welcome to my very first YouTube video. So I made this TikTok about a stuffed pizza recipe, and I made it in a Halloween coffin cake pan, perfect for Halloween coming up. So I thought I would do an in-depth YouTube tutorial. So I have a picture here of the Nordic ware cake pan that I used. I got it from Target. So I greased that up really well, and I used a paper towel to spread my cooking oil in all those nooks and crannies of the skeleton to make sure I got every bit of that pan. I preheated my oven to 400 degrees. I did that while I made the pizza crust. Now this pizza crust is a mix that I got at Target. It was like 80 or 90 cents a pack, and I used 2 packs for this recipe. Now I had never made any kind of pizza dough before, never did a homemade pizza, nothing. So this was all a brand new experience for me. So I just followed the instructions right on the pack. So you just mix it with water. And at first I used a whisk. Honestly, it wasn't the right tool for the job, but I just didn't know any better. It was okay for that initial mix, but it definitely was not good for the job. As you can see, I'm having some trouble with it. So eventually, I just used my hands. Now, I just kind of jumped right into this, and my hands were definitely much easier to work with, and I highly recommend it much more. But definitely coat your hands in flour. I learned that pizza dough is very sticky, and it will stick to your hands, your fingers, your nails, and you need flour to reduce that stickiness. Now I have it covered with a paper towel for about 5 minutes because that's what these said. Once I let it set, I just rolled it out with a rolling pin in my hands, and I cut off a piece. Look at that expert line. And I set this piece aside. You'll see what I'll do with that later. And basically with this piece, this long story short, I didn't flour my cutting board enough. My plan was to drape one long big piece into the pan. That would have been ideal, and then press it into the crevices. That didn't work. So I just took small pieces and worked my way around the pan. And just really tried my best. I used my fingers, I used the back of my hand just to make it as smooth as possible. And also to mix those seams in together and just try to make it as seamless, as smooth. Keep in mind your thickness. If you don't mind a thicker crust, or if you like a thinner crust, just make sure it's thick enough to where all the insides of your stuffed pizza goodness is going to stay inside when it bakes. We don't want to cracked crust, but you also don't want it so thick you can't taste anything else. So just keep that in mind. I definitely think I went a little on the thick side. But just go around the edges with your pizza dough. Try to blend in all the seams. I used a spoon just to try to even it out. And again, I wish I would have went a little bit thinner. I thought it was okay, but it still turned out absolutely delicious. But looking back, I wish it would have been a little thinner. So that's what my end product looked like. And then once that was done, it was time to move to the inside, to all the good stuff. This is pizza sauce I got from Target. I think it was like $3 or $4 a jar, something like that. You could get cheaper ones or more expensive ones. I didn't know the difference in any of them, so that one looked good to me. So I just did a layer of pizza sauce all throughout that. And I just want to say real quick that this is such an easy and affordable meal that you could do this literally any time of year. It's perfect. I mean, kids would love it. And it's really affordable. So keep that in mind. And it's going to be perfect for party food too, because it's just going to be so quick and easy for you guys. So then I went in with a layer of mozzarella. You could do any cheese you want. I'm a huge fan of mozzarella. Love it. So did a nice big heaping layer of that. You could really do any toppings you want. Since this was my first time with this, I wanted to keep it pretty simple. So I just stuck with pepperoni, cheese, and sauce. But you could add vegetables. You could add different kinds of meat. If you guys like this video, if anybody watches this video and you want more flavors, I do have other ideas in mind, maybe like a white pizza with chicken. If that sounds good to you guys, drop a comment down below and I will make sure to get that up for you guys. So I go in with another layer of sauce. Cheese. You really can't go wrong. The more, the merrier. And a pepperoni. So I did post this on TikTok, like I said, so make sure you find me on TikTok if you're on the app, and I post more videos on there. And if you guys can think of any other Halloween recipes, just food, cake videos in general, I have a lot of plans for this channel, so drop a comment down below, any kind of request. I have a lot of big plans, and this is really just the beginning. This video is mainly just for me to kind of learn how to do this, but we will have lots of big plans later on down the road, I can assure you. So drop those comments down below. Find me on TikTok and Instagram too. So I ended up putting in about 3 layers in this pizza crust, in this stuffed pizza. So I imagine if you were to go really heavy on the toppings, like if you had a lot of veggies, a lot of just a lot going on, you probably would get less layers, but I managed to get 3 and it worked out perfectly. So I grabbed that dough that I set aside and I made sure to heavily flour my cutting board, my hands, and my rolling pin that I used for this, because I think part of the reason that I had such problems before with rolling out my dough is I didn't flour well enough, and it kind of ended up biting me in the butt. But I learned my lesson and it was much easier to work with. So once I rolled it out to the right length, I just placed it right on top of the pizza crust, or sorry, on top of my pizza, and I folded over the edge going all the way around. Now at the time when I was doing this, I thought I did a good job, and I kind of just thought it would all blend together. When it baked, it definitely had a lip going around the edge of it, and I wish I would have spent a little bit more time just kind of smoothing it out, making it a little more seamless. Realistically, it doesn't matter because the part that you see right now is going to be upside down, so you won't even see it anyway. But in hindsight, I wish I would have done that. And that's what the end product looked like. And I did end up grabbing a fork and just kind of stabbing a couple holes in it because I didn't know if maybe steam would need to get out. I don't really know if this did anything, to be completely honest, but just showing you what I did. So I put it in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes at 400 degrees. It's going to depend on your oven really, how long. But I'm so glad I took the time to grease my pan because look how easy that popped out. I did not have a single thing sticking in that pan. Look at it. I was so happy when that popped out. I wish I would have let it get a little bit more golden just to show the skeleton a little bit more, but it was cooked to perfection and it was absolutely delicious. And this was the part 2 TikTok showing like just how the skeleton looks, its bronziness, little pizza sauce, and that cheesy reveal. Now, like I said, this is affordable and it's perfect for Halloween. So thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me. Find me on TikTok, and you can also find me on Instagram. I'm pretty new to this, so we're building it up as we go. And again, if you have any requests, anything, please comment them down below. And thank you so much for watching.